What's up, my drunken fellas? Caution here, and welcome to another video. This time we're gonna go in depth on how we can approach with Jamie and how we play the neutral game. Now this is probably for me as well, so you know, try to be a little bit forgiving, but this is a very hard topic to explain, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In my 10 years of playing Street Fighter, I have not even completely grasped the idea of neutral, and especially, you know, the term we used to call footsies. Now, like I said, this is a very hard subject, and let me just try and explain it from the get-go. So in my opinion, what Street Fighter is, Street Fighter feels very similar to a chess game. And you know, it is who makes the first move. Is that move punishable? Can I expect it? Can I intercept it? Anything like that. So sometimes you just think ahead in like 5 moves after your first move, just like in chess. And it's even the same concept with RTS games, whereas if I make the first move, can my opponent do anything about it? Am I vulnerable or anything like that? So it can be very dangerous to whiff certain buttons against specific players, because they will be ready for it, they will be able to whiff punish you and anything like that. So it is very important when you play an actual match that you're just not doing your default game plan or anything like that. If your default game plan is working out, then by all means go for it, you know, and just do it. That's what we call, you know, we're doing it by the book, pretty much, and it works out. You know, like you're doing your knockdowns, you get your setups, you get your plus frames, and you know, you're just winning. Perfect. You know, just do that. But against very strong opponents, your default game plan is not always going to work, and it heavily depends on how well you actually studied your opponent during a match. Like, I'm not talking about preemptively, just during a match. Watch what they're doing. What are they going for? Are they going a lot for crouching medium kick? And if that is the case, for example, let's just say we put him on just gonna walk around a little bit and we go for that crouching medium kick. You know, he's looking for like a hit confirm, or like he wants to get into drive rush, for example. I'm just, you know, anything like that. If we can anticipate that that's coming, and we can try and whiff punish that and be ready for it. Something like that. So, you know, you just gotta look in, if your opponent is using that too much, see, you know that's gonna come, and then you can anticipate on that, get your own whiff punish, get your knockdowns from there on out, and we're gonna be good. See? So yeah, just look for patterns and behaviors like that. It is going to help you out a lot. Now, there are certain normals, of course, that are going to serve as well in the neutral game. And most of them, the most common ones, I would say, is standing medium kick, standing and crouching medium kick. Those are really good buttons. Especially for standing medium kick, just because it's special cancelable makes it so good, and it's a true block string into medium rec as well. So it's a really good way to get away with something like that. Do keep in mind, some characters can punish it, but I believe into medium rec gives us enough pushback that Ryu's crouching standing light kick won't even connect. And so we're gonna test out that hypothesis. There it is. Okay, so he can't reach us, which is really good. Which brings me to my next topic, is that sometimes you can use specific block strings or special moves that appear to make you unsafe, but you are actually safe. So this, like I said, this is a really good example. This one, let's say that Ryu he knows the frame data. He knows that. Let me just turn on the frame data as well so we can all see it together. God damn it, Ryu. So we all know this is -6, and so does our opponent. So he knows that this move is punishable. So that's why he's gonna try and go for standing light kick, because it is it's a 5-frame startup if I'm not mistaken, and it has a pretty good amount of range. So because we're -6, he's able to punish that. However, because we are outside of his range and we appear to be unsafe, we can actually punish his intended punish if we time it correctly, obviously, and we get the spacing right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So, just from the get-go, he got this. He's gonna try and punish that, and we can get the punish counter if we get it at max range. See? We get our drink level and anything like that. So strings that make you appear unsafe. Let's say we do the same thing with let's put him on crouching medium kick this time around, and we're gonna use our palm. Look at that. Look at that max range palm, and look where that crouching medium kick from Ryu hits, and it's like, oh, because it's pretty much the same idea, right? Even though he probably believes he cannot punish it because it's that max range, he might think like, oh, I can still get the upper hand with crouching medium kick. Because imagine if we're like -2 and we would try to use our own medium kick, we would obviously be at a disadvantage, and our crouching medium kick will be interrupted by Ryu's crouching medium kick. I can give you like a short example of that. Like in this situation, we even traded, but that's like still better for Ryu because we want to be in his face. So because we can anticipate that, there we go. You can just wait for them to whiff a button, and then go for the punish. Because in this situation, for example, and that's the beauty of Street Fighter 6, is that a lot of normals have a lot of recovery afterwards, and they still have a hurt box after the move has whiffed. So you have a decent amount of time to actually punish the button afterwards, just whiff punish it. So yeah, keep that in mind. That certain strings, I can give you another example, which is a string I very, very much like and actually studied a little bit. So one of my favorite strings, let me just make sure that everything is off in terms of block reversal, is standing medium punch into standing medium punch into standing medium kick. If you do it fast enough, it actually hits. There we go. And you can get that little whiff punish that I talked about with standing light kick. Let me put them on 3 block counts, and let's find out. Up. There we go. See, that's what I was talking about. Really, that's a really good string. You could be like, now hold on, caution, because there's a gap between standing medium kick and standing medium punch and standing medium punch. Correct. But there's some things you can do about that, and this is what I'm telling you about getting into the mind of your opponent, and that this is all just a very mental game. So there are ways to create patterns for your opponents, and what I mean by that is the following. So this is where I'm gonna try, like I said, I'm gonna try my best to explain this to you guys as simple and as easy as possible. So here we go. So standing medium punch is a very good example because it is +1. Now, frame data, sometimes there's a lot of people that say frame data doesn't matter, and there are specific reasons for that why. Now, let's say you want to go for standing medium punch into a throw, which means you have to walk up and you actually lose your frame data because it's going to cost you way too much. You're going to walk forward plus press throw, which is a 5-frame startup, and then actually your +1 frame doesn't matter. So some people are going to challenge that, and in their terms they would be disrespecting the frames, and some people will be like, why would you press a button there on +1, yada yada yada. But that comes down to the mental game. So if you want to punish them for that, let's say our opponent is actually this guy that likes to press buttons even when he's minus. Well, we gotta give him a reason to make him aware of the situation that he's minus. So we go for crouching jab, which is our fastest normal. Ryu's crouching jab is also 4-frame startup, but because we have that +1 frame advantage, obviously we're going to win that encounter, giving us a combo from counter hit into crouching medium kick, for example. So every time he's gonna do it, this is a perfect way for us. This is pretty much textbook, because like it just makes sense. That's what we're doing, and if he doesn't want to respect that, then obviously he's gonna lose that encounter every single time. And this is where it gets interesting. So maybe next time Ryu doesn't want to go for that anymore. Our opponent has caught on. He's like, okay, I can't press a button anymore because he is plus. He showed me every time I'm getting punished. I cannot let that happen. Alright, perfect. So now that means you are in control when pressing standing medium punch, which means you can go for a standing medium punch again, for example, and you will catch him off guard, and you will be like, oh damn, there's the standing medium punch again. I'm on a frame disadvantage, right? And you can also mix it up. You could go for that, and if you're not entirely sure, you check him with the crouching jab, and this time he blocks. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the crouching medium kick right now. Like, they're gonna recognize your pattern, and that's where you mix it up and turn it around. So that's where you go like that, you walk forward and you do it again. And maybe if his reactions are pretty good, he's gonna be like, oh damn, he's actually walked forward, and he's trying to press the button, but you're too fast with pressing crouching medium, standing medium punch. You can get a crouching medium kick on counter hit. That's stuff you can look for. What you also can do, which is very interesting about standing medium punch, is look where we land after one. Even if we don't go for our frame advantage with jab, it whiffs. So if you actually delay your standing medium punch, you can get a punish counter. It's very hard to time, but the timing is there. You just saw it. But yeah, it's it's not an easy one to do. We can't let him be in drive gauge for that. But my point still stands, is that the crouching light punch actually whiffs. There we go. We can get that punish counter with another standing medium punch, and we can get our crouching medium kick and we get our drink level again. You can do it everything we want. It's also a very good hit confirm because it makes that big noise, and it's, I don't know, it's like, oh, nice, I can get my crouching medium kick and then into drivers, for example. Go for that, anything like that. So like standing medium punch is actually really good in my opinion. It's a really good button. So also don't underestimate that button when in the neutral game. It is a really strong button, and even if it catches a limp from Ryu and you get that punish counter, most likely you can still confirm it into crouching medium kick and you're good. Now let's continue with the block string I was talking about. So yeah, we got that advantage, and let's say he's in burnout. I actually really like this setup in burnout as well. So let's say this time Ryu has caught on, and he wants to do crouching medium kick after our string. So I'm talking about that string into that. So as you can see, if he's not in burnout, we're gonna get hits. Even if I'm standing, he's still in range. So when not in burnout, this is okay just to see what they're doing. Like if they're going for, and this is why it is a good way to, let's say we use standing light kick as well, to actually delay your crouching medium kick after that a little bit. Because as you can see, I just pressed the button even though I'm blocking the crouching medium kick. But if he would, there it is. If he would go for standing light kick, and we can buffer that, we can buffer into Rekka, for example. Let's see if I can give you like a good example. There we go. So we actually put it on random. Like I don't know if he's gonna do standing light kick or crouching medium kick, but if he believes that he can punish us with standing light kick, we will actually get the crouching medium kick into Rekka. You can also buffer it into DR, whatever you want. But because I'm delaying the crouching medium kick, we will block his crouching medium kick, but we will actually get the punish when he goes for standing light kick. See? So you see that I'm actually doing crouching medium kick buffered into Rekka, but nothing comes out because we're blocking his crouching medium kick. And if we get to standing light kick, you know where I just showed you, you know where that leads us. So yeah, block strings that make you appear unsafe are really, really good. Now, once again, let's go back to the burnout topic I was talking about. So this same particular string beats out the crouching medium kick instead. So if we go for the same string, but he's in burnout, let me just put him on refill, because that should do the trick, I believe. Let's turn off standing light kick in this example. So let's say our opponent knows that crouching medium kick will actually win after that encounter, because keep in mind we're -6 after a standing Rekka blocked. It's always -6. So if we go for crouching medium kick and he goes for crouching medium kick, obviously he is going to win that engagement. But it is different in burnout, obviously, because that means we're only -2 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, -2. So we can beat that crouching medium kick with a standing light kick into a buffer every single time. And this actually brings me to my next topic, is that sometimes specific pokes are really good in baiting out someone's longer but slower poke. So never be mistaken about, oh, this is my best longest range normal, this has gotta be my main poke. Absolutely not. Sometimes your standing shorts and your crouching jabs or anything like that, I really like to go for standing short because it covers a little bit more range. The hitbox is better than crouching jab in my opinion, and you can cancel it. So like I said, in this particular example, standing light kick beats his crouching medium kick because it has faster startup, and we can get a combo off of that in counter hit. So keep this. I feel this string is godlike, and that's why I'm saying standing medium punch, use it as your research tool. There's a lot of commentators out there that will tell you that sometimes the first game or the first round for professional players are all about research. What is my opponent doing? What is his reaction after standing medium punch? What does he do after, let's say, a throw? You know, is he going for back recovery all the time? Does he go for normal recovery? Anything like that. So yeah, standing light kick, very strong. Standing medium punch as well, don't underestimate it. And obviously standing medium kick and crouching medium kick are also very good examples. Now let's talk a little bit more about, this is an interesting topic, and again, I'm sorry if this is chaotic. It's very hard for me to explain, but we're gonna try and do it in the best way possible. Walking forward. Walking forward is a very strong tool that people will be like, bro, you're just walking. What do you mean? Like, I'm gonna tell you that walking is always gonna be stronger than dashing forward. It's like, what? Dashing forward is so fast and you can get a jab, and especially in Street Fighter V, this was the case. However, a dash has 19 frames, so that means there's 19 frames where you cannot do anything. You have to let go, you know, because you can't press a button in between, you can't jump, you can't block, you can't do anything. So it's 19 frames you're actually giving up on doing literally anything. Whereas walking forward will always keep you in full control of your character. And walking forward is also a very strong tool to once again get a reaction out of your opponent, because it's a simple A and B match, right? I walk forward, I'm getting into my quote-unquote comfort zone of my opponent, and he's going to want to react to that walking forward by pressing a button. He's like, get away from me, you know, like, don't come into my range or I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to hit you. And this is also a very great tool to control your opponent in some sort of way. Because like I'm saying, for example, I walk forward and Ryu's gonna be like, oh damn, you're gonna walk forward? Okay, I'm going to buffer crouching medium kick into Hadoken, DR, whatever you want. And here comes that standing light kick once again in your advantage. So let's see if I can try to get it with a record. It's gonna be really hard to do. I actually would love to have someone that could control the buttons for me. So, but let's say we're walking forward and he wants to go for that crouching medium kick. See, and we're gonna just do that standing light kick to beat that crouching medium kick. That's what we're actually looking for. Let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. I'm just gonna do record. I'm just going to make him jump into the crouching medium kick. That way we have a decent amount of timing and we know when we want to do it. So there it is. So like he's trying to react to my walking forward, and we can actually stop his crouching medium kick on startup because we got that standing light kick in. Now to make it safe, we can actually go for the Rekka. It's -6. If we space it correctly, we're gonna beat it. But the reason why I'm saying this is we're beating his startup on crouching medium kick just by walking forward and pressing a standing light kick, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to look for. So hope you get the idea, is that shorter buttons, but they have faster startup, may cause an interruption on the startup of their best poke. And the reason we're only winning that is because we are walking forward, in and out the range. Okay, he did it again. We're going in and we get that standing light kick and it's like, damn, my crouching medium kick got stuffed. So that's going to create a pattern. Once again, that's going to create like, oh damn, he's going to walk forward. He's going to go for that standing light kick again. So now it's your opponent's turn to react to that. And that's what I'm saying, you're in control, because now he could be looking for that standing light kick. And instead, like let's say he just whiffed a crouching medium kick. Let's put it on again, just for a sec. Press record, and he's like, okay, this is the same situation. He knows what's coming. He's like, damn, I whiffed, now what? So now he's gonna look for your standing light kick, but instead you can mix it up, walk forward, go for throw. Because that's how this game sometimes works, you know, like you take your turn, and the button whiffed. What a lot of people are going to do, they're gonna block, because they know like, shit, my button whiffed, I'm gonna expect a counter button. And because his whiffed, he's like, shit, that standing light kick is coming again. Nope, fake him out, walk up, go for throw. So look for your opponent's patterns and try to adapt to that. That's what makes them really good. Same thing can be said with standing medium kick. Like let's say you're harassing them constantly with standing medium kick, and it's working out. And you know, you're like, okay, this is really good. Like he's afraid, and he goes for crouching medium kick. So this is actually a really good example. Let's put it on block count 1. Let's say, yeah, there we go. So we got that standing medium kick. Look how good standing medium kick into standing medium kick. So if you realize that he's trying to punish you with crouching medium kick, just go for it again. And the reason why this is good, and we're coming back to the same topic, if I do that, he's gonna be like, shit, the button whiffed, he's gonna do it again. So next time you just go for it, and you go for that. You could also do it differently. You could go for that, and go for a standing medium kick, standing medium punch instead. There we go, and get that. And he's like, oh damn, he's in my face with standing medium punch. I have to mash, I have to do something. And once again, use that example. So this is gonna, next time is gonna be like, oh shit, my button whiffs after crouching medium kick. He's in my face after standing medium punch. I know it's plus. So what can we do now? So then you go for this again, for example, you know, and you keep mixing it up. The best thing you can do is be as unpredictable as possible. And sometimes that's why some people can get frustrated with players being quote unquote random, because they cannot get a grasp of what their opponent is trying to do. And that's really frustrating. It can be really frustrating if you don't know what your opponent is trying to go for. So use specific normals like your standing medium kick, for example, and try to see what a pattern. Now please be aware is that the same thing can happen to you. If you're using standing medium kick too much, your opponent is gonna look for it, whiff punish it, or interrupt it or anything like that, and yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. So this is why, for example, forward roundhouse is really good, and forward fierce as well, because it can catch them off guard, it wins, it creates a lot of space all of a sudden, like you close the gap real quick, and you are capable of attacking from ranges that I normally don't expect. So that's why it is really good to mix it up, to like go for standing medium kick, then you're whiffing a standing light kick. So as you can see, I buffer standing light kick into palm, and you can see that in the commands, but it's not coming out. But the moment that connects with a we've shown this before with a crouching medium kick. Where is my goddamn report? There it is. So the moment, see, the moment that actually connects with something, the palm comes out. See? So that's really good. So like try to counter poke. So like they're actually looking for you to walk forward, and on psych you get that standing light kick into a palm. So buffering specific motions. I can do the same with drivers, for example. It works the same way. So you just do dash forward, and the reason it's not coming out is because you're stuck in your standing light kick animation, and that's why the driver doesn't come out. But the moment it does connect, it becomes a cancel, and then your drivers comes out, and you get your hit confirmed pretty much. So yeah, that's why I said try to mix it up with standing medium kick, standing medium punch as well, and standing light kick, for example. Crouching medium punch is also really good because there is no hurt box around his fist. So that means his entire fist pretty much is only a hitbox. So that means getting a trade with another normal is very unlikely. So crouching medium punch can be a very good tool for views standing medium kick, for example. Let's do it with the jump. There we go. So there you go. See, crouching medium can actually be used that same way with the buffer I was talking about. Just get a buffer in. See, I'm buffering that, you know. And every time he's trying to go for it, bam, you get it. And if it whiffs, then, you know, you're fine. There's nothing that can happen to you from that range. It's perfect. You can also buffer it into, you know, if you have 2 drink levels, for example, you should be able to buffer that into Bakai. There we go. Because you get the punish counters. Like, even the first hit of Bakai doesn't need to connect. You still get the combo. You still get that knockdown. You still get the save jump from the previous video we talked about. So yeah, use those specific tools and try to find a pattern for your opponent. Alright, next up is sometimes, I talked about this a little bit, but the reason why you want to switch it up in terms of normals is, like I said, make sure that you don't create a pattern for your opponent, but you can also use that to your own advantage. So let's say he's actually looking for punishing your standing medium punch, or standing medium kick, excuse me. He's looking for that, and let's say he wants to walk up, and because that's the real beauty about it. Like, we all seen that standing medium kick is gonna put Ryu outside of range of punishing you with his own crouching medium kick, because he'll be out of range. We showed this, but let's just, you know, showcase it again just to be sure. You know, see, we're far away to do that. So let's make sure that we don't create a pattern that we're just trying to do the same thing over and over again, because they're going to anticipate it and punish our attempt. And that's why standing light kick sometimes comes in handy. That's why you can walk forward, do that, and then be like, hoppa, let's go. We get the standing light kick instead. So yeah, use all these tools that I talked about so far and study them. It's really hard to master and especially to explain, but use everything you saw so far combined. Use standing medium punch. Just as a summary, use standing medium punch to see what they're gonna do. Are they going to respect the plus frames, yes or no? If they're not going to respect the plus frames, that's fine. Then you go for standing jab or crouching jab into the counter hit combo and everything like that. If you see that they blocked, which means they respect it, go for it again. You know, go for standing medium punch again, and they're stuck in that same situation. They're still -1, so that means we can abuse it. Let's say they're trying to go for a standing light kick after 2 blocks. You know, go for that. See, it actually punishes it perfectly with the crouching medium punch. So yeah, that's why you gotta make sure that you use everything towards your advantage. And it's interesting because it all depends on your timing, because it's 6 frame startup, crouching medium punch. Standing light kick is 5 frame startup. We could, for example, go for our own standing light kick here, see, because that will always guaranteed punish that. Whereas crouching medium punch is more used as a whiff tool in that situation. But it's harder, it's a lot harder to do. So yeah, maybe standing light kick in this situation is a lot better because you get guaranteed your punish every single time. This works in the same way if he would go for crouching medium kick, for example. Same way. See, so now he will be like, so if you do this enough, he will be like, God damn, I just can't do anything after standing medium kick. Well, then, for example, you could go for a dash and go for a throw. Or you can just do twice and do it again, you know, and just make him guess. And then the third time is gonna be like, damn, I'm getting pressured. I need to press a button. And this is where you have to get a feel for your opponent. Like the third time you're gonna do, let's say 1, 2, you walk forward, 1, hop, and then you go for that crouching jab. Because the third time he actually might go for his crouching light punch. Let's put that on. Let's see if he actually, if it counts as 3. Because sometimes, okay, sometimes if you delay it too much, I think the block counts get like reset. So let's do 1, 2, 1. See, there it is. It actually resets. Yeah, the second time we go for the crouching medium kick, for example, you know, and we get the punish counter on that crouching jab. So yeah, mess around with it, toy with it, and that's in my opinion the beauty of this game, is that the actual mental game behind it can be really fun if you get a feel for your opponent. The same thing can be said about whiffing a throw, for example, or walking into someone's range. Like we talked about, is he blocks it, he's like, he's scared, so we walk in and he thinks we're gonna throw him, and then we quickly walk backwards. This is called a shimmy. Pretty much you walk into their throw range and you walk back out, and they're going to you're going to go for a throw. I think the best way we can show this is, let's see, where is it, normal throw. The best thing we can use to show this is our cool little setup with crouching medium punch from a DR, because that brings us to +4. We've talked about this as well. This is also a perfect way to get a feel for your opponent, to see what he's doing, because we've talked about this. +4 means we beat out any crouching jab attempt from your opponent in this situation. From frame 1, his jab will get beaten by a throw every single time. So if he's gonna go for throw next time, we can wiggle with that. Let's say, okay, this is intel, and instead of being like, damn, he teched my throw, I lost my pressure, we're back to neutral, I have to start over. No, this is great intel. So you know this, your opponent likes to tech throw. And actually teching throw in this game can be very dangerous. Obviously you don't want to get thrown 5 or 6 times in the corner and being thrown to death. Of course not. But a whiffed throw tech can lead to way more damage than just eating the throw. This is why some commentators will refer to eating a throw, because I would happily take a throw than instead having something like this. You know, this is way worse than eating a throw. So, but this is really good. So, like I said, it gives you intel. Like, okay, my opponent likes to take throw. Beautiful. So, next time, we go for that. And if you don't want to spend more, you know, there's a lot of options you can do. You can also do something like this, for example. It's a little bit, you know, that also works. You know, you can just dance with them. And this is really good as well because imagine if they are scared to press anything, that means you can still be in range to get a regular throw. So let's say if he doesn't do anything at all, you know, then we can still get that same result. So this is maybe a little bit more of a safe option. Alright, now, back on the subject of patterns. Let me show you guys a clip of when I used to play Ryu. This is like 6 or 7 years ago. And my opponent was playing Dhalsim, and I figured out a pattern. Alright, so here we are. So in this specific example, I was playing Ryu versus Dhalsim. This used to be my old name. Don't worry about it, it's been 7 years. People change. However, the reason why this is important, why I wanted to show you guys this is look what Dhalsim does after his EX Fireball. So EX Fireball was 2 hits and it leaves them plus, obviously, and you know, he goes for Standing Fierce afterwards, which actually hits you low. And it's safe for him because look at the range where he's at, you know, like he's in a pretty good situation to actually use that. But like I said, try to look for patterns and use that to your advantage. So watch what happens next time he does that air fireball. So I actually went for a Shoryuken there that normally would whiff and leave me hella negative and open for a big punish. But I realized his pattern after an EX Fireball and I knew that was going to work. So you see that he was trying to go for that again. Let's see if I can stop it here. There it is. See? There is that Standing Fierce again. He did that previously, like maybe like 10 seconds ago in game, and I remembered that. So like I said, use patterns from your opponent to your advantage because you're gonna get a very cool scenario out of that, just like that one. Alright, now since we are on the subject on walking forward, anything like that, let me give you a very cool block string in the corner where crouching medium kick also whiffs and it doesn't feel like it. And bro, this one is, in my opinion, the coolest that I have found so far, and I hope you guys enjoy this one as well because this one is really good. Like, let's say I'm gonna put a block reversal on, let's say after 2 counts. Let's go for crouching light punch to make it more realistic. I really like this string. Crouching light kick into crouching jab into standing light kick. The reason for that is it gives you a lot of options to hit confirm. Like if people are mashing jab from frame 1, you can easily hit confirm that into a Rekka because you get 2 more hits after that. And you can go for it again, and you can go for your meaty setups, anything like that. If they go for it on the second hit, for example, it becomes a little bit harder to do because then your standing light kick might actually, it's harder to see. You could actually go for that if you actually want to keep up the pressure, but then you have to already do that preemptively. So if they're blocking, you're gonna lose DR. But this is a really, really good tool for a whiff punish. And I'm gonna showcase you guys why. Because look how good this is in terms of pushback. Look at that. Max range. Look at the foot of Ryu just barely. It's almost scratching our toes. But it whiffs at the best range possible. Because look what we can get from this. we can get a crouching fierce whiff punish. If we time it correctly, you just have to delay it until you see it come out. There it is. Every single time we can get a whiff punish with crouching fierce, and that is really, really strong. Because like, imagine if we are on 4 drink levels in this situation. We can do something like that, for example. And you know, that is some pretty good damage. You know, we will go for this, for example. There we go, that. 5,006k, which is really, really strong. And that is just from a simple block string that we can actually whiff punish in. If they do try to mash out of it. And if they decide to not do anything about it and they try to whiff punish us afterwards, or they're, you know, this is once again a situation where you appear to be vulnerable, but we are not. And the damage is going to be pretty good. Yeah, once again, experiment with block strings that leave you at a specific range. And make sure that you also experiment on burnout situations and no burnout situation, because like I said, they make a huge difference in frame data, and that means you are going to, you know, those situations are always different and you appear to be vulnerable because it's like, oh, it's Rekka, I can definitely punish that, it's -6 and it's still -2 on block. Correct. But yeah, standing like it comes out a lot faster than crouching medium kick. Alright, so I've compiled a little bit of for you guys in terms of, you know, everything that's possible, walking forward, anything like that. The one last thing I have to add with this specific string that I was talking about is, look what happens when I crouch afterwards. Look at that. We're getting hit. How's that possible? Look what happens if we stand. We don't get hit. So the reason why, again, walking forward is so strong, or just standing in general, is because crouching actually expands your hurt box. And this is a really good example. If I crouch, I get hit. If I stand, it whiffs. So sometimes not being quote-unquote afraid and being confident in your spacing, if you stand, you have the opportunity to make a lot of buttons whiff easier than if you were to be crouching. Because this one, for example, is a perfect opportunity. Imagine if you're scared, you don't believe in yourself, then the crouching medium kick is gonna push you back and Ryu feels a lot safer, and once again you have to get back inside. But with this, no sir, you cannot whiff a button in my face. I will be ready to whiff punish it. And if you don't feel comfortable with doing it with you know, with crouching fierce, do it with any other button, or do it with a buffer maybe. You know, do it like that, for example. That also works. It's all up to you. The reason why I would go for crouching medium punch is standoff standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, even though it has more range. Standing medium kick does 540 in terms of damage. Crouching medium punch does 648. So if you're looking for a whiff punish, and crouching medium punch has faster startup, so you can you know, once again interrupt other people's startup on their moves. And sometimes the frames, one frame difference really matters. And like I've talked about, crouching medium punch is also a really good tool to whiff, because it has, hitbox and hurtbox are godlike. So yeah, it's a really good button, also gives more damage, all that good stuff. Yeah, so in this situation, for example, if you don't believe with the crouching fierce, but look at it, it's 972, it's like 300 damage, instantly more. And you can keep it simple as well, like you can, like if you want to go for a buffer instead, you don't want to spend the drive rush, you can do that. Look how much damage the super is gonna do. The super is still gonna do 77%. That's a lot. You didn't spend any DR. Look at that, 6,593 off a simple whiff punish. Like, don't do it, bro, because I'm going to kill you. You know, and that's really good, because imagine if he doesn't press a button, then yeah, obviously crouching fierce is a little bit more unsafe, because we're whiffing a pretty big normal in his face that is 36 frames in total. Again, you can see a lot of the blue bars, a lot of recovery frames. So in this situation, crouching medium punch might actually be better. So yeah, but make sure that you don't fall into a pattern, because then your opponent could be like, oh, he's going for crouching medium punch, I'm gonna wait for that button to come out and then throw out my crouching medium kick, because then you're going to get hit, obviously. There could be a way for me to show that. I think it's with delay. So let's put it on 7. I think that's gonna work. Wait, oh, I have to turn it on, obviously, duh. Yeah, see, there it is. Like, we can even put it a little bit later, because like we're delaying our move as well. There we go, see? So now there's, if they catch on to your pattern, keep in mind, don't create patterns. Alright, now I have compiled everything so far that I could talk about, and this is the basics. You know, this is not even advanced yet. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea on how to approach this and how this works. And the second thing we could talk about is jumping, for example. So jumping, a lot of people will be like, yeah, people who can't play footsies, they will jump. That is not true at all. So let's say that Ryu is looking for, let's actually use Ken for this example. This is a really good example. So Ken has a really good standing heavy kick. You know, he lots of range, and let's put it on punish counter, because I think it also works if we are the dummy. Put it back on record. Yeah, they can do something. You know, they you know, I don't play Ken, so I don't have a, I don't know what to do, but yeah, they can actually get a combo off of that. You know, that's like, that's not something you want to happen, and it's a really strong button. It's just a really strong button. I believe you can do something like, I don't know, run cancel into whatever the hell. Yeah, look at that corner carry. Like, actually look at that corner carry. It's pretty good. I'm probably doing it wrong, but you just saw the example. It's really good. It all half screen, puts you in the corner, and it's very hard to punish that for Jamie because it's such a good button. You can whiff punish it, obviously. We could do something like, let's just do it like that. There we go. And then we go back. Where's the record? There it is. Start record. You know, there's way to whiff punish this, obviously. Something like that. And if you do it from afar, you could do something like that. No, not that. Something like that. You can also get a sweep after it, but it's pretty hard to do because it's a very cool combo that I've seen on Momochi's channel. There it is. And it all involves timing with standing fierce. The reason why this is good is because sometimes in that situation you cannot get a regular dash forward. See, because your crouching fierce will whiff. Only from specific ranges. From that, for example, I can get it to hit, but not in that situation. So if you see that, then this is a pretty good combo to train, because that will give you a drink level. There you go. Plus, it leaves you +4 in the corner, and it is pretty good corner carry. So yeah. But like I said, it all comes down to the timing, there we go, of standing fierce. And yeah, so, but back to that topic of standing roundhouse. It is a really strong button, and it leads to so much stuff, and you know, it works from such a great range. Like, look at the range on that. Like, it's really good. So here is where jumping becomes pretty good, because sometimes if you are dominating on the ground game, that's when people also like to jump. So you know, you got to have your anti-airs on point to, you got to give them a reason to not jump, obviously. But jumping is also part of footsies, because like I said, if your opponent is abusing this button so much, we can go for that. Like, imagine we're looking for, there we go, that's a perfect example. So we're fishing with standing medium kick, for example, but we need to come closer than Ken does to make our standing medium kick actually connect. So if we know that our opponent is so heavily focused on punishing our standing medium kick, and this is why I said you have to look for patterns. If we're winning, sometimes go for that jump just out of nowhere, and you can do that especially if you're aware that you are winning the ground game, you are winning with pokes and everything like that, and all of a sudden they're like, man, I'm done with this guy, I'm gonna throw out standing medium heavy kick. He can't punish that, he can't do anything about that. And then you get your jump and you get some good damage. That's why jumping sometimes can be really strong, but don't abuse it, obviously, because you'll get DP'd. But if you get a good sense of your opponent trying to do a standing heavy kick, for example, then there you go. You know, you get a good amount of damage. Super still does 60% with that Bakai, you know, and you can do everything you want from there on out. You can just go for that, for example. You know the drill, guys. Seen it so many times. Into the safe jump setup, into that, and you know, he's dead. So yeah, jumping can be a good tool. Don't abuse it, but it is really strong. All right, now I'm gonna leave you guys with two parting gifts. We are going to go a little bit more in depth on that in another video, but like I said, this is pretty much the basics. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of homework. If you have a friend to play with, and this is a really good way to understand spacing and footsies. If you have a friend that you like to play with, and you can have a lot of fun with this one specific exercise. So you're gonna limit yourself, both you and your friends, to do jumps, use all buttons. You can only use one button. Let's say you and your buddy's playing Ken, you both can only use crouching medium kick, both of you. No jumping, no roundhouses, nothing like that. And your job is just to kill your opponent with only crouching medium kick. That's it. And that's gonna give you a good way to, like, okay, let's say you know, you want to go in and you want to move in and out, because the reason why walking forward is good, like I said, it creates a reaction. So you're gonna walk forward, and Ken is gonna be like, oh shit, he's in my crouching medium kick range, I'm gonna use crouching medium kick. But you walk instantly back out, and that's when he's going to do crouching medium kick, and then you can whiff punish that with your own crouching medium kick. So this is a very fun exercise. Practice that with each other. Once you have that down, add a button. Let's say add sweep for both of you. So now you have medium kick and sweep, and that's where you can mix things up between each other, and that's where your opponent has to think about multiple things. After that, you can add standing medium kick. So now you have crouching medium kick, sweep, and standing medium kick. Don't use any specials or anything like that. Just pure. Get a feeling for that spacing, get a feeling for whiff punishing, and anything like that. As a second parting gift, I am going to put a guide, a footsie guide that has been created, I don't know how long ago, I think over 10 years ago, I'm not even sure. But this is the coolest guide that I have ever seen about footsies. I still use this to this day. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it a link for you guys so you guys can see how that works. So here it is, for example. Here's a small, let me just put it on dark mode for you guys so you guys are not blinded by this. So yeah, so there's a lot of chapters in here. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes all the way down to even extra supplements and then an epilogue. So there's 10 chapters in general. If you click on the first chapter, for example, there's links. So you can see that, for example, this is what I talked about. Momentarily step into your opponent's poke range and quickly back out instead of attacking. This is Footsies 101. To see it in action, you get a link. Leads you to a YouTube video, obviously very, very old, but it doesn't matter. And this is an example of what Gal is doing. So Gal is walking into Ken's range, and if he would press a button there, see, there it is. If you can already see him walking back. So if he would press a button, it would get beaten by Invincible Shoryuken. That would win against every normal. But because he didn't press anything, he gets a punish with spinning back knuckle. And he does this quite a bit of times. So he gets the flash kick, he walks in, looking for it. See, there it is. He walks back like he doesn't even take any risk. But because of the Shoryuken every time comes out, Mike Watson in this case can actually punish that. So yeah, this is, guys, this is such a great guide, and I'm gonna leave it in the description for you guys so you guys get to enjoy it. And last but not least, I'm gonna show some matches for you guys and talk a little bit more in depth how neutral and approaching can look in a real situation. And here we are playing against Weinan. So for everyone that's played Street Fighter V or watched Street Fighter V, Weinan, even though he's rank 4 platinum in this game, he was a very strong Grandmaster Kage player, and you know, well known, won a lot of Salt Mine League events. He participated in the Capcom World Tour. A very strong Kage player, and very strong in footsies as well. So let's see if I can find a couple of great examples here. So as you can see, I'm just whipping a couple of buttons, standing light kick, standing medium kick, switching it up, and then sometimes looking for standing heavy kick to get something working. Try to get a drink in, but this is something you can do as well. If your opponent is afraid of you pressing buttons, then get a drink in, you know? That's what you gotta do. Get a drink in. So here I challenged. Nothing out of the ordinary here so far. There he is, looking for that, giving him a pattern of standing light kick, and then boom, out of nowhere forward roundhouse. Boom, there it is, palm. Like, just be unpredictable. Here I tried to anti-air, but unfortunately, you know, he got me. Even though you can see Wynan's move, look at Wynan's movements as well. This is also very, very interesting to watch. There it is. So look at that. This was a beautiful example. So he was trying. See, I'm like baiting with that standing light kick, and he was expecting another standing light kick. So you can see that his crouching medium punch would have actually beaten my standing light kick, because standing light kick would whiff, but he would catch it on the recovery frames. But now I'm using a slower move, and this is what I said. You're trying to fake a pattern. Your opponent's gonna try and punish that, and boom, I got the standing roundhouse punish counter instead. We're still looking for, look at these pokes, and this is another great example with forward roundhouse. So both whiffing buttons here, trying to whiff punish each other. I go for roundhouse all of a sudden from that range. He wasn't ready for it, and because it's a counter hit, we get a combo from that from target combo into the palm straight away. He wasn't ready for it. Boom, we have the pressure right now. There it is, standing medium punch, standing medium punch. As you can see here, I was trying to get him to throw tech. So as you saw, I do 2 standing medium punches, and I saw he was in parry. So as you can see, I walked in a little bit and instantly back out. I was looking for a shimmy. I was looking for him to whiff that throw tech, but
Wynan being smart, went for a standing jab. And now he got out of the corner with a cannon strike. So we're back at that neutral game. There it is. Beautiful. Looking for him to whiff punish. We're both dancing in and out. And the reason why this is called dancing is it's so good. You're making yourself vulnerable just for a split second, and then you're instantly backing off to make them whiff a button. And then you can react to that and punish it. And this is why I said sometimes in chess you gotta think ahead. If your opponent goes for his turn, can you punish it? Can you steal it back? He whiffs a crouching medium kick from that range. Look where I am. I am perfectly safe. Boom. And I get the punish counter with sweep, giving me another drink level. And this is why I've been talking. Like you've seen me do so many different things. You've seen me go for crouching medium punch, standing medium punches, crouching medium kick, standing medium kick, whiffing a standing light kick, going for forward roundhouse, going for palm. Like I said, make yourself as unpredictable as possible, and then out of nowhere, just walk up and go for a throw. Or out of nowhere, sometimes just like jumping, dashing forward can be really good. Out of nowhere, just go for a dash, because they're so focused on you doing a standing medium kick or a crouching medium kick that they will be caught off guard of a dash. All of these tools can be so good in the neutral. So here I got the confirm from a crouching jab counter hit. Burnout now, went for the super. You know, the reason I went for the super, a little bit of thought process there as well. First of all, it would beat him going for strings. Second of all, if he did block it, he would have been chipped out because he was in burnout. So that's why I went for that option. Alright, here we go, final round. Tried to anti-air, but my boomer brain was too slow. There it is. I've even talked about this in this video. This is such a perfect example how good standing medium kick into standing medium kick is. So look at the pushback. He goes for a standing light kick, but we're out of range. Boom. And I get an EX palm out of that. Even without punish counter, this works as well. Standing medium kick into OD palm works. And straight off the bat, I could have get more drink levels, but I wanted to keep up the pressure as well. So there I do it again. See, and this is the string that I've talked about with into Rekka. And it makes us safe. I do standing medium kick again, medium punch Rekka, and we are out of range for the standing light kick. So this gave me intel because, as you can see, I went for a delayed crouching medium kick there. I wanted to see what Wynan's response was going to be after that medium punch Rekka. So next time, if I see him do that again, I am going for that crouching medium kick after a blocked Rekka instantly. Now I'm in burnout. I need to be careful, obviously. But yeah, I got the hit confirmed with standing medium kick. It's not going to be enough to kill because I believe I messed this up. I wasn't close enough to the corner. Yeah, there we go. OD palm whiffs. So a little bit of a scramble there. But yeah, was able to punish him on his landing frames on a jump. So this is why I really like these games against Wynan, because they are a perfect example of how neutral can work, how whiff punishes are very effective, and anything like that. And also Wynan did it to me, and here it is. Here's a example of a jump being really good. So we were both so heavily focused on the footsie game, on the neutral game on the ground, and Wynan was going for standing fears, and I can assure you he was buffering that into a probably a cannon spike or a spiral arrow or anything like that. And yeah, but it's a heavily recoverable move. And so that's why the jump in this situation can be really good, because I get a free jump in, I get my first drink level, 5 seconds in game already. Already looking good. I was looking for that palm, but he didn't get the bait. There he is. So this is also really good. Again, I'm just trying to be as explanatory as possible, like just trying to explain it to you guys as simple as can be. But I was whiffing 2 standing light kicks, I believe. There's one. Oh, there's only one. So he was looking for that standing light kick again, and out of nowhere, boom, he gets the sweep, because Wynan is taking into account how much he needs to be, how close he needs to be to me in order to my standing light kick to whiff, but him being able to punish it. But that leaves him vulnerable for a sweep. And this is why I've been telling you guys that little homework that I gave you. Expand on buttons. You know, first only use crouching medium kick first as your friend, and then switch it up with sweep, because then you can create situations like these. Yeah, we got another drink level. He tried to be aggressive, but I went for OD dive kick. There's the safe jump. Big damage with the Bakai. Into the meaty. He has to still guess. And there's a beautiful example as well. So, so this is so smart as well. Not trying to pat myself on the shoulder here, but I just really like the fact that I'm explaining things in a video, and then in a real match it actually happens. So, I saw a pattern here. So I went for shimmy, but I saw he pressed parry. So now I'm going for our standing roundhouse into DR crouching medium punch. And because I saw him going to parry again, I was like, okay, I'm just going to throw you this time. And he tried to go for parry, and obviously then we get the punish counter throw, leading to his actual death. So, like I said, look for patterns and punish them accordingly. Whiff punish onto the standing fierce, but I missed my dash, so I didn't get a full conversion. But still, we make him consider his moves. But now I used a couple of times a forward roundhouse, and this time I did standing light kick, because this is cool and also really great to showcase. So I did forward roundhouse twice, and obviously it has a lot of recovery. So this is why I actually whiffed the standing light kick, because I wanted to make him believe that I was going to do forward roundhouse again. And same as the situation I explained earlier, Wynan is now going for a jump. One, he wanted to get out of the corner, but two, he could also get out of the corner for free if I went for another forward roundhouse. So I baited him with standing light kick, but unfortunately, look at the jump arc. Unfortunately, my arrow kick whiffed and he got out. But that was my intention, to actually make him go for a jump and yeah, punishing him accordingly. But unfortunately, that got me in the corner right now. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. And we're not looking good. Tried to actually whiff an arrow kick and a dive kick here. And this is also really good. Sometimes if your opponent is looking for a dive kick, and if you want to see that happen in a real-time match, go to my open beta ranked matches video. There's a couple of scenarios where I actually go for, I believe it's the first match even against Gagapa, where I whiff a light kick dive kick, and he thought I was going to go for a roundhouse dive kick, so that would, you know, hit him obviously, or force him to block. And he went for an uppercut to anti-air it, but because I did a light kick variant, it whiffed and I had a big combo. There it is, look at that, even got a cheeky drink in, just with standing roundhouse cancelling to drink. And I just love to watch matches like these. I really enjoy Street Fighter like this, and if you get good at this, trust me, you're gonna have a lot of fun with something like this. With matches like this, players who play like this, and, you know, getting those actual whiff punishes. Because actually this entire sequence while I was rambling, I had my first drink level because I just did, you know, standing roundhouse into drink cancel. And now, bro, I'm gonna turn off Ken in a little bit, because Ken is actually with his "what are you waiting for?" I'm trying to educate people here, Ken. Shut up. But Now, I spent a lot of drive gauge here, but 3 drink levels. 77 seconds were left on the clock, so we're doing good. I even tried to get in a cheeky forward one. But I realized that that dive kick was unsafe, hit way too high up, so he was minus in that situation. I realized that, challenged, into target combo, light kick Bakai, level 3. The reason why I went for level 3 is because my drive gauge was pretty low, and I wanted to recover that. I also didn't went aggressive with spending a lot of drive gauge to go for a mix-up because I was low. But look at that. I created a safe jump for myself just with light kick Bakai. He has to eat that pressure. Into standing medium, And this is a good example. Standing medium punch. I'm +1. So he has to guess. And there's actually a gap here because I went for standing jab, which is 5 frames. So if he went for crouching jab, we would have traded. But he did not. Keeping the target combo safe. And I tried to be cheeky, going to a reset, but Wainan was ready for it, good sir. He was ready. Wake up jabs, it worked out. Get him off me so I can go for level 4. Get some more booze in to get my DR back up. I can't believe that actually beat. I can't believe that actually beat my dive kick. Look, we're higher. What? How does this work? Oh man, give us Kami's dive kick, man. Yeah, he was looking for a shimmy here as well. That's the reason why he was walking back, or he was expecting me to wake up DP, wake up arrow kick. But we went for a jab, got the counter hit, close enough to link it into standing light punch, target combo, and go from there. Yeah, that was pretty much everything I had to showcase so far. I am sure you guys are gonna get a lot of fun with that homework, and especially reading the footsie guide that I'm going to link it in the description. It is absolutely amazing. So yeah, thanks a ton for watching. If you have anything to add or have questions, let me know. I will answer them in the comments below. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe to help me out. I would absolutely appreciate you guys doing so, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.